All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about um, other family members and their adjustment to pregnancy. Your book, it talks about paternal, and some of these things are going to apply mostly to men in a traditional heterosexual relationship. Some of these things are also going to apply to other partners in a parenting dyad. So we're going to talk about how the partner of the pregnant person might be adjusting. So first, in accepting pregnancy, in the announcement phase, they may be excited, they may be upset. Ambivalence is really common, even if the pregnancy is wanted or planned. If that pregnancy is unwanted, then sometimes the partner of the pregnant person just never accepts it. Affairs and battering may occur for the first time in relationships that are not very stable during this time of ambivalence. There's kind of a moratorium phase when the partner adjusts to the reality of pregnancy. Sometimes partners just kind of put it out of their minds and don't think about it for a while. And then there is hopefully a focusing phase where the partner becomes more actively involved with the pregnancy and begins to develop a relationship with the child that they're expecting. They may be negotiating their involvement in the birth process or in child rearing and what that's going to look like. Sometimes the partner of a pregnant person will actually have pregnancy symptoms. That's called the Couvade syndrome. For male partners, and they are going to be looking at adopting a father role. And even in partners that are not male, they're going to be looking at what is parenting going to look like for me in this family. So those roles are going to be impacted by how that person was parented, okay, on what their perceptions of the male role and the father role are, and on what the culture and society expect from the male role and the father role. Sometimes the partner is excited to be a parent, sometimes they're more detached, and sometimes they're outwardly hostile. There's some adjustment in relationship that goes on in the partner of the pregnant person as well. They have to deal with the reality of pregnancy, and hopefully they're providing support for the partner. Sometimes they feel some rivalry or jealousy of the fetus. Sometimes they may feel uncomfortable with sexual expression because they feel like the fetus is watching, or they're afraid or made uncomfortable by the physical changes of pregnancy. Establishing a relationship with the fetus, that attachment to the child can begin for the partner that is not pregnant in pregnancy as well. They may read, daydream, or dream about the baby and about parenting. They may talk to other non-gestating parents, to other fathers or other parents who are not the parent that gave birth. They may be more reluctant. Sometimes men are more reluctant than women to discuss their thoughts and feelings about pregnancy, and that's kind of a societal thing. They may begin to adjust their work life to be able to spend more time with the family. Okay, so we've talked about the person who's giving birth, preparing for birth. The partner of that person also may have some changes when they're preparing for childbirth. They may have a surge of creative energy. They want to fix things up, build the crib, paint the room, all the things. Sometimes the birth-giving parent does that as well. They may be really worried about getting the mother to the birthplace on time. They may have a lot of anxiety about the process of birth, what's expected of them. What if I pass out? What are the risks to the baby and to the birthing person? Men may have fewer opportunities to have their questions answered. But honestly, I'm going to say that same-sex partners are actually probably even more likely to have less opportunity for that. But the partner of the person that's giving birth may have a lot more. They may feel like it's less socially acceptable for them to discuss their anxieties. So they need some support. Siblings may feel jealous or as if they're going to be replaced by a new baby. They may be excited about a new sibling, but they don't really have realistic expectations. Oh, we're going to go play and we're going to hunt frogs and and the baby doesn't do anything for like 6 months as far as the sibling's concerned. So siblings may have some feelings. Adolescents may be really embarrassed because now everyone knows their parents have sex. Sibling preparation and including siblings in the pregnancy and birth process can help their adjustment. Grandparents may be really excited about being grandparents. They may be a good source of support. They may be upset because they associate grandparenthood with being old. They may be unsupportive. They may tell horror stories, or they may try to control and take over pregnancy, birth, and child rearing. So there's some adjustment there for the grandparents. And there are always, the one thing to remember is that anytime a new member is added to the family, there's adjustment in all of the family roles and relationships. All of that has to be renegotiated. And I say that as someone who had 6 kids, and every time we added another kid to the mix, all of the roles and relationships had to adjust.